Hey everybody, it's Alika Lifty, and today let's brew our Ethiopia Gore Dako wash process coffee as a filter offering. I liked this coffee. It's a little off the modern side of the scale. We have this nice citrus fruit, nice peach. Then we also get brown sugar and lavender, a really nice balanced cup of coffee. This plays really well in a variety of different brew methods. You're gonna find your standard Ethiopia, which means a little bit coarser. Grind size will work in V60 recipes and in our Cafe Kalita recipe as well. I decided, because of these peach notes and this brown sugar, I really enjoy dialing this coffee in as an iced Kalita recipe. So, you've seen some iced Kalita recipes before, but this one is just gonna be just a little bit different than the one I traditionally use and the one we use in our cafes. So, I've got my Kalita Wave 185 that I have pre-wet and let my dripper get back down to room temperature so that I don't lose too much heat. I have 150 grams of ice in my decanter, and then I have a cup full of ice. I will be using 25 grams of our Gore Dako ground medium fine. This was 10 on the Brazza Encore. This will be around 5 on a fellow Ode, and how many clicks was that? If that's 10, then we're looking at about 19, 20 clicks on the Comandante C40. And we'll be brewing with only 250 mils of water. So make sure you don't preheat onto your ice. That much should be obvious. $250 mils set to 205. We're gonna bloom for 45 seconds. I'm gonna pour 50 grams. So a longer bloom period, just to make sure we're getting a lot of extraction here, or at least at this stage, a lot of saturation before we start extracting flavor on top of this ice. So let it go for 45 seconds, and then at 45, I'm gonna hit this heavy, bring it up to 150 total. If this had more of a black tea note, it would be a pretty traditional washed Ethiopian profile. We've got some florals, sweetness, and citrus. All right, and I'm gonna let this go until 1 minute and 30 seconds. And at 1 minute 30, I'm gonna hit this with 50 grams, bring this up to 200 total. So we're extending our contact time with this coffee, trying to get a more balanced extraction on top of this ice. So we're not just icing under extracted pour over coffee. Your water should not be dripped all the way through at this stage. All right, and another 45 seconds at 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's finish this off to our total 250 mils. If you do this in our traditional Kalita Wave recipe, you're essentially going to drift a little bit coarser for your final grind size. That would be 12 on the Brazza Encore. That'll be around 22 on a Comandante C40, and that'll be 5 2/3 on your fellow Ode. Fellow Old. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it. All right, here at 215, I'm gonna punch this up to 250 total. There we go. And let it drip out. This should still take around 3.5 minutes to do so. As an iced pour over method, we're not gonna get as much of a difference if there's like 15 or 20 or even 30-second drain time difference that we're experiencing. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. It's gonna be a really refreshing, enjoyable cup. But in our regular pour overs, you'll notice more tartness and dryness if your brew has drained too quickly. and muddled flavors, burnt sugar if you have extracted too much of this coffee. So look for a standard drain time in our Cafe Colita recipe of around 4 minutes. Here we go. So we have essentially worked our way down from a 1:16 ratio and swapped ice for water. And ground more finely so that we can hopefully achieve a similar extraction in a shorter amount of time. All right, pour that over some fresh ice. Like I said, as an ice pour over, I really loved how this peach and brown sugar came through. We get a little bit of that floral lavender showing up as well. This nice citrus. It's a very enjoyable cup. Serve and enjoy.